Ollie, yeah, thanks very much. No, this is the organisation of the centenary of the 1916 Easter Rising, and there'll be two major events going on. Number one will be the centenary of the execution of Major John McBride, and the second event will be the events which occurred in Westport in 1916. That is the arrest of 31 men after the Rising, and most of them were interned in Franbrook internment camp in North Wales for 8 months, and they were released on Christmas Eve 1916. So we're hoping to put a plaque on the McBride Memorial that's outside of the church in Westport, and there's already, as you can see, there's 2 plaques on the memorial and the space for a third plaque. So we're going to put up a plaque that says, "This plaque commemorates the Westport District, Irish Volunteers and Fianna Éireann, and following the Easter Rising of 1916, these 31 members were interned, many in Franbrook, for up to 8 months." So that is what the plaque will say.
And why were these guys arrested?
These guys were involved in 2 groups. They were either involved in the Irish Volunteers, and then the Boy Scout version of those is the picture that we have here, which is a group called Fianna Éireann. This particular photograph is very, very historic. It was taken on Easter Sunday 1915, and it was taken in a field called Riley's Field, where Dr. Rossa Horgan's practice is now. And you can see the actual wall of Westport House Estate here, and it was on the back. 3 of these young men were also arrested as part of the 31 in 1916. And then you have the famous photograph of the Westmayo flying column, and it has got members such as Joe Ring in there, and 4 members of the flying column were also arrested. So we're celebrating the centenary of the 31 men who were interned in 1916.
And did these guys get involved in any activity at all?
Yeah. It's with the British wanted to arrest either people in leadership or authority and people who were causing them trouble. So you had such people like Joseph McBride, who was the Harbour Commissioner. He's the brother of Major John McBride. You had P. Doris, who was the founder of the Mayo News and editor. You had Charles Hughes, who was chairman of Westport Urban Council for 16 years. And you had Tom Derrick, who was later Minister of Education and Lands. And other various figures within those 31 who were very active for many years beforehand and after 1916. So
there were very high profile people involved in this, there were?
There were. Yeah. And there was many young people as well. And we're amazed at the amount of young men of 18 and 19 years of age that are part of the 31.
And did they get to see any action in 1916?
No, not in 1916, but the real worry for them was, as they were arrested, they were reading of the executions that were going on in the capital, and it was a big fear with their families. Were these 31 men being taken off? But obviously they weren't executed. Then the next worry was, were they going to be forced to go to the battlefront in the First World War? But as it turned out, they spent 8 months in Franbrook in North Wales, as I said.
Did they have a parade or something like that?
There was 200 volunteers ready in Westport for the Easter Rising. They were waiting orders. So on the Sunday, the 200 had a route march, and then on Sunday night they had a concert in Westport Town Hall. They were waiting for the orders to get into action on Easter Monday. The orders never came, but on the following Wednesday they were upset to realise that the Rising had actually happened and they weren't involved. So they decided they were going to have a route march or a march around Westport. So we learned from the Western people that 98 members of the Irish Volunteers marched around the streets of Westport, 21 of them carrying guns. And on the following morning there was 8 men arrested, and a week later there was another 10 men arrested, and there was various different groups picked up.
And who was organising the plaque?
The Westport Historical Society, as part of their work in 2016, they're organising a lecture by Anthony Jordan on the 7th of May next year. They're also organising an exhibition of Major John McBride memorial material that will be out at the Heritage Centre at the Quay. And the third piece is the unveiling of the plaque to the 31 men who were arrested, which will be on Sunday, the 8th of May, after last Mass.
And you're looking for a bit of information if you can?
Yeah, well, we're trying to get in touch with as many of the families as possible. We know that quite a few of them who were picked up in 1916 were draper's assistants or apprentice, so they weren't natives of the town, and they've left the town. So there's quite a few people there that we cannot get in touch with, but we're hoping through coverage in social media and the papers and everything else, that we will try and get to all the different families. We had a meeting tonight, and I think about 9 families turned up, and we've got information from them, photographs and stories of different events.
This is a great project, isn't it?
It is a good project, and it's important. Westport was the centre of rebel activity. There was about another 7 people arrested in Mayo in 1916. So it's important that Westport stands up and is proud of the heritage and the history that we have here. And it's important that every other town will do something for 1916, and this is what we're going to do in this town.